Building a cool gaming or productivity setup can be very expensive, especially with how much a lot of tech costs these days. So people are always looking for great ways to add more to their setup for less, which is the aim of today's video. I recently made a video on some budget setup gear to level up your setup, so today we're going to be looking at some more great budget gear that you can add to your setup to improve the quality of life, aesthetics, or even just the enjoyment you get from using the setup. So let's dive in. So today I'm going to be going through some of the things in my setup that I think have been great additions without breaking the bank. Last time I did one of these videos, I picked all products that cost less than £50, and the majority of the ones in today's video will be as well, with a couple slightly above but still in what I would consider to be a budget price range. Hopefully this will give you some inspiration to level up your setup without costing you too much money. As always, any items that get mentioned in today's video will be listed down in the description below for you to check out yourself. Some of these may be affiliate links, so if you do end up picking up any of the gear from today's video, the channel will get a little kickback to go towards future content. So let's get on and have a look at some of the gear. First up, we have these new keyboard stands from HideIt mounts. If you're familiar with my videos, then you will have likely heard of HideIt, as I featured their headset and controller wall mounts in my last budget gear video and used them in my setup for years. Well, their latest new product has just released, and they are these simple yet effective keyboard stands. I actually have 3 of these in my setup, this first one which is just being used as a simple desk stand to display one of my keyboards, and I think this is a simple yet effective addition to the desk and it looks really nice. I also have 2 more of them up here because, as you can see, these are also fully compatible with pegboards. You guys know I'm a big fan of these pegboard displays, so having these mounts work perfectly with the pegboards I already had in the setup was a really nice touch. And I personally think they look a lot cleaner than the IKEA hooks that I use elsewhere in the setup. But we're not done there, because the mounts also come with a bunch of fixings which allow you to secure them directly to the wall. So if you wanted to create a wall keyboard display without a pegboard, now you can. The mounts also come in both black and white, so if you have a darker setup aesthetic than what I have here, these will still look great. The mounts cost £20 each, and I think they are a really cool way to add some extra customization to your gaming setup. Next up is a really cool way to power on your PC build. For most people, turning on the PC involves going up to the PC and pressing the switch on the front or top of the case. But if you're like me and you're too lazy to do that, you can pick up one of these PC power switches for your desk. There are many versions out there, some more reputable than others, and the one that I use in my setup is from DKE. It's very simple to install. The switch comes with power and LED connectors which you plug into your motherboard front panel header, and the DKE version also comes with a splitter which allows you to connect your case front panel connector as well, so you can still use the button on your case as well as the power switch. Then also included are these magnetic metal discs which attach to the back of the switch, and then the adhesive on the back can then be stuck to your desk or wherever you plan to use it. And if you want to make it more custom, you can switch out the keycap to one of your choice to really take it to another level. The DKE switch costs £28 on Amazon right now and is a really cool way to wow people in your setup. Now, cable management is something that I take very seriously when it comes to good looking setups. How well you cable manage can make or break your setup, as I've said in countless videos in the past. For a desk like this, it's very easy to pick up a lot of gear to hide your cables, but what about if you're using a standing desk setup? Well, one solution that I used in my setup is this cable Vertebrae. Standing desks usually require cables to move depending on whether the desk is in a sitting or standing position. So this cable Vertebrae is a great way to not only hide the power cables under your desk, but it still gives them the room to move when needed. I also think they give off a super cool vibe and look a lot better than just using something like a simple cable sleeve. They're pretty simple to install. You just need to screw the top of the Vertebrae into the underside of your desktop, and then you can slot the cables into the channels all the way down. Again, you can pick these up in a variety of colors to match the aesthetic of your desk and setup. And as I say, I think they look really cool compared to some of the other cable management solutions out there. Prices of these can vary depending on color and length, but you can usually pick one of these up for around £20 to £30. So there is no excuse not to be managing your cables anymore. You know who you are. Now, one of the coolest and simplest upgrades to any PC setup is the ability to turn things on and off without even having to hit a switch or multiple switches depending on the complexity of your setup. If you own an Amazon Echo or Google Home device, then all you need to do is pick up some of these smart plugs and you can convert to a fully smart setup. You can plug these directly into your wall outlets or into a power strip and then plug any device or devices into them and turn all of them into smart devices without any hassle. In my old studio, I had my entire lighting setup and my second setup plugged into these so that I could turn them on and off easily. Most of the lights that I use in here are smart anyway, so I can still use them without plugs, but for the rest of the devices I would usually have to use an app or multiple apps or a remote to turn them on. But with these smart plugs, that's no longer the case. There are so many different brands and varieties of these plugs on the market these days, so it's up to you which ones you go for. Usually they can set you back somewhere from around £10 to £30 depending on the features and the size of the pack you buy. But these are a great way of improving the ease of use of your setup. Next up is another simple but effective piece of gear that has really helped in my setup, and it's this bar right here. This is the Elgato Solid Arm, and it is simply a mounting arm for anything from lights to webcams, cameras and more. I know a lot of people who stream using ring lights or webcams that are sat on tripods on the desk, and not only does this look cluttered and messy, but it can also take up a lot of the space on the desk, making it feel more cramped and leaving you with less space to work with. So picking up something like this Solid Arm allows me to mount my camera directly to the key light stands on my desk, freeing up a load of space. And the adjustable ball head on the end makes it really easy for me to adjust the camera position for if I'm making YouTube content or vertical content for shorts or TikTok. The Solid Arm has a clamp on one end so it can easily be attached to other gear in your setup and you're ready to go. It usually costs around £30 but is currently on sale on Amazon for £23, so this is another great budget upgrade for your setup to improve both the aesthetics and quality of life. Now, something that you see popping up in a lot of setups these days, including mine, are these light bars that sit on top of the monitor. And personally, I think they are a really handy upgrade to have in your setup, even though many don't quite seem to understand their purpose. Having a light bar like this that can be placed on top of the monitor is a great way to add some light into the surface of your desk, so if you're working in lower light situations in the evening or on very dull days, your workspace is nicely lit up, which reduces the strain on your eyes. And honestly, it creates a much nicer feeling desk environment. The best part about these specific lights is the fact that they don't require any desk space. They just sit on top of the monitor in a space that likely wouldn't be used for anything other than maybe a webcam. But it means you can light up your entire desk without having to sacrifice any space, which is perfect for those who enjoy the more minimal aesthetic. They also don't cause glare on your screen like a lot of people seem to think, so there are no drawbacks in that department. There are many versions of these light bars available. The one that I use is one of the more premium options, as this is the BenQ Screen Bar Halo, which comes in at £150 and has this handy wireless control puck. But there are cheaper versions such as the original screen bar for £90 or this one from Quintus for £36. Obviously, it all depends on the features you're looking for and the quality of the light itself, so I've included a few options down in the description for you to have a look at if you'd like. But no matter which you go for, I think this is a very nice addition to any desk setup. The final piece of budget gear in today's video is another helpful gadget to improve the quality of life of your setup. If you're someone who uses a lot of gadgets on your desk but you don't have enough USB ports on your PC, this 10-way USB hub from Sabrent is a game changer. I've been using one of these in my setup for years, and with the amount of devices on my desk, it has been a real help. What I really like about this one is the fact that it comes with 10 USB 3.2 ports, so it's perfect for powering devices, charging devices, and with that many extra ports, you would have to go some to run out. Each port even has an individual power switch, so if you don't need to use a particular device at any given time, you can simply switch that one off and still use all of the others. I've actually got mine stuck to the underside of my desk using 3M command strips for both convenience and also to manage my cables better and keep the setup looking beautifully clean. This particular hub is usually around £50 on Amazon, but is currently reduced to £42, and I definitely think it's worth picking up for anyone that uses multiple devices in their setup. And there you go. If you're looking to level up your PC setup without spending a ton of money, I hope the options showcased in today's video have given you some great ideas. As mentioned earlier, all of these devices will be linked down in the description for you to check out if you'd like. And sometime soon I'm also going to be working on making a page with all of the devices from this video series included, so that you won't need to go back through each individual video to find out what you're looking for. If you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It takes a second and is a huge help to the channel. And let me know your thoughts on today's video down in the comments. Which of these products are you thinking of getting? Do you have any more budget gear ideas that you would include? Let me know. And of course, if you want to see more tech and setup related content, then hit that sub button and turn on notifications so you never miss another video. You can also check out my other socials, including my TikTok, Instagram, and X pages for plenty more content, or join my Discord server for more help, tips, or just to hang out and chat. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I appreciate you all, and I will catch you in next week's video. See you later.